Uh, Good afternoon, everyone. Uh, on occasion of National Ayurveda Day, Munyal Ayurveda family is conducting an webinar on Ayurveda principles and hand hygiene in Ayurveda. Today we have with us the eminent speaker, Professor from the Division of Ayurveda Center for Integrative and Medicine and Research, MAHE, Dr. Shripati Adiga, H. Associate Professor. So he will be speaking on the topic, the principles of Samprapti and practice of Panchakarma in Bahudosha Avastha, which is very important in a present day for the treatment aspect as well as for those who are doing the Panchakarma practice. So a relevant topic. And Dr. Shripati Adiga is an associate professor and he is working in as an associate professor in division for Ayurveda. The sir completed his MD in Panchakarma from the prestigious Government Ayurveda Medical College, Trivandrum, Kerala. So having an acquired immense confidence in practice of authentic Ayurveda as an expert teacher and an experienced practitioner of this holistic science. Dr. Adiga has made earnest attempts to establish and relimb the of Indian classic with modern, contemporary, and paramedics through literary and clinical research. He has presented various papers, delivered guest lectures, chaired several sessions in national and international platforms, and he has several publications in his name too. Dr. Adiga is presently involved in several research projects on neurodegenerative disorders, oncology, prakriti, and such others in prestigious institution KMC, MAHE, and KMC Kasturba Medical College, Manipal. And without wasting much time, and let us hear from the sir on the topic of Bahudosha Avastha. Over to you, sir. Without we will continue the session with Dr. Shripati Adiga.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected principal, sir, and all the faculty, Munyal College of Ayurveda, and the management of Munyal Ayurveda College. I am immense happy to share few words regarding the particular topic, principles of Samprapti and practice of Shodhana in Bahudosha Avastha. It is indeed a very important topic because of the very simple reason that the authentic practice of Panchakarma is declining because of various reasons. And if we look into the particular various aspects which are concerned with this particular area, we can enlist many of them. But to start with, because before really we enter into the particular main area, domain, the Panchakarmas, the Purva Karmas, the assessment, many of them will make very much important area how actually the Panchakarma needs to be practiced. I just wanted to divide entire presentation under the heading of Rogotpatti, Bahudosha Avastha, and how actually the Panchakarma needs to be implemented in those areas. With respect to the Rogotpatti, we all know that the Rogotpatti can be of various Nidana, having Nija and Agantuja Nidanas. In my presentation, I'm not going to focus much about the Agantuja Nidana, whereas it will be more oriented towards the Nija Nidanas, so that we can understand the entire pathogenesis and its manifestation and how actually the Dosha Dushya Vigatana can be done with the help of Panchakarma. And we all know that under the heading of the Nija Vyadis, we'll have Nidana Sevana as a first entity. The person in continuous touch with the nature, we all know that various factors will contribute for this particular thing. Of course, we have ahara, vihara, all these aspects coming into this particular area. But how actually these particular nidanas evolve into a particular disease manifestation, samprapti. That is very interesting because Sushruta has very beautifully narrated in his chapters that Chaya, Prakopa, Prasara, Sthana Samshaya, Vyakta and Veda. We should identify that this particular angle can be applied in various diseases. Of course, this Kriyakala, which Sushruta has explained, is more about a Samanya Samprapti. Of course, Vishesha Samprapti needs to be understood with respect to the particular disease when actually the Panchakarma needs to be applied, whether it is Vamana, Virechana. There comes the importance of Avastam Prapya Pushtinam Vastikarmacha. The avastha, the stage. Of course, it is a very different topic from the present presentation, but of course, sometimes I will take a mention of that. Basically, when we talk about Chaya, so basically when we are into the Ahara, Vihara, which we are following as a daily activities, of course, during the Rutucharya also, we unknowingly and knowingly, of course, there will be formation of the doshas in the sharira. If at all the formation of the doshas is prakrita, definitely it is not going to produce any disease. When atishaya formation of the doshas will happen in the body, we will come across these particular Shatkriya kalas, Chaya, Prakopa, Prasara, and Sansamshaya, etc. Usually the Chaya and Prakopa are the two entities of the same Prakopa. Usually Chaya will be in its own place where actually the Prakopa is happening, the Dosha Prakopa is happening. But Vilayana Rupa Vriddhi, the Vriddhi which is happening in the Vilayana form is called Prakopa. So usually there will be Vilayana. You know, Vilayana has various meanings in it. Usually one of the meanings says that Vilayana where actually the liquefaction of the doshas will happen and increase in the quantity also. When it comes to Prakopa, usually the doshas will be in the Vilayana Rupa, but Prasara stage is a area where actually the doshas will start migrating from its own sthana. Of course, we know that basically the Mula sthana of the doshas, Pradhana sthana of the doshas, so Amashaya, Amashya, Pachamanashya, and Pakvashya, where Kapha, Pitta, and Vata doshas will start accumulating and start migrating from its own place to the other places. There starts the Prasaravastha. And coming to the Sthana Samshaya, it is very important thing that when doshas will go to different areas, there is possibility that possibility of Sroto Vaigunya in various areas. The Sroto Vaigunya will happen because of the Sroto Dushti Nidana, which actually the present person is continuously taking. And because of that particular reason, usually what happens, there will be Kavaigunya which is happening in the different locations. And doshas find an apt area so that the particular dosha go there and settle down in a particular dhatus where we find the Kavaigunyas. There starts actually the Pururupa of the particular disease. And then, of course, it will start with the Vyakta, Veda, etc. Different stages, which actually Sushruta in detail explains. So we just go to the next slide without wasting much time. How actually these doshas will start migrating from the koshta to the shaka. That is most important for a Panchakarma point of view. Because many of the concepts of Panchakarma evolved out of the same particular nidanas, which are responsible for movement of the doshas from koshta to the shaka. We know that Vyayama Dushmanastaikshnat Hitasya Anavacharanat Koshtat Shaka Malahiyanti Drutatvat Marutasya Cha Tatrascha Vilambante Tada Samiritaha Nadesha Kale Kupyanti Bhuyo Hetu Pratikshana. So usually the particularly Vyayama, all these things, you know, if we see the Panchakarma's main principles, we see that most of the contraindications which we explained during the Panchakarmas, so it incorporates the Vyayama as one of the factors. Also, we know that during the Dinacharya, Vyayama is contraindicated after having the ahara. And most interesting fact comes from the Sushruta's angle, where he mentions that in the Rasasheshe Ajirnam, Shayanam is one of the treatment principles. Usually what we do in the traditional or whatever in the colloquial practice, general public, whenever we have indigestion, we say that, oh, indigestion is there, go for good exercise kind of thing. Actually, Shastra is against this. Shastra very clearly says that whenever there is ajirna, especially the rasashesha ajirna, etc., etc., Vyayama will make the doshas to move from kosta to the shaka. So a very important thing. So it should not happen. And ushmanastaikshnyath and hitasya navacharana, all ahita achara vicharas. So the maruta, the vata, of course we know that pittam pangu, kafam pangu, pangu, maladatavaha. The vata is responsible for the movement of all the doshas. And it will be migrate to different dhatu levels. And of course, it is waiting for an opportunity to settle down in a particular area where we see that Kavai Gunya is there and it is waiting for the particular Karana, Nimitta Karanam, and the Vyadi Pradurbhava happens. And Chakrapani commenting on the same thing, Vyayama Kshobat, Kostam Paritejya Shaka Malahayanti. So the Vyayama is responsible, mostly responsible for movement of the doshas from kosta to shaka. Same thing is explained in the Amata Nidana also. We see that Guru Abhishyandi Ahara Sevana, after that Vyayama Kurvatastata. So Vyayama is one of the Nidana for the movement of the doshas from the kosta to the shaka. So these are all very important principles which are scattered in the different locations, and we have to adopt in the Panchakarma practice again. And definitely it is going to produce a very important factor when it comes to the Panchakarma's genuine practice. And when we talk about the treatment principles with respect to the different vyadis, we know that commonly Acharya says when dosha is, the disease is manifested, it can be of alpa doshaja, madhyama doshaja, and prabhuta doshaja. And usually the Langanam is a treatment principle for the Alpa dosha, and Langana Pachana is for the Madhyama dosha, and dosha Avasechanam is because of the where actually we are going for Bahudosha. And the reasons he says, Langanena Agnimaruta Vridya, Vata Atapaparitam, Alpa Udakam, Alpo dosha Prashosham Apadyate. He says because there is a very little amount of dosha prakopa in the particular disease manifestation, and simple Langana is enough. He gives a simile of how actually the Udaka, the little bit water can be evaporated simply because of the Vata and Atapa. And Langana Pachana is for the Madhyama Bala, where you need some extra amount of effort. So he says Surya Santapa Marutatyam. So he gives very beautiful similes to understand the concept of Langana Pachana and Dosha Avasechanam. And Dosha Avasechanam very beautifully he says that Ati Bahudakam, if at all you have very larger doshas manifested in a particular disease, then you need to have Shodhana Chikitsa in place. So coming to the areas, how different rogis are to be identified with the Alpa doshaja, Madhyama doshaja, and Prabhuta dosha avastha, where actually Shodhana Chikitsa is to be done. We know that Brahad Sharira Balino Langaniya Vishuddhivihi. If at all, Prabhuta Shleshma Vittasra Malaha Samtushta Marutaha usually, wherein Bahudosha avastha, and person should be given Shodhana Chikitsa because he is having Brahad Sharira, Balavan, where Langana can be of Shodhana type. There is no compromise with the Shodhana Chikitsa here. But Esham Madhyabala Rogaha, Kafavitta Samuttitaha, Vami, Atisara, Radroga, Visuchi, Alasaka, Jwara, Vibanda, Gaurava, Udgara, Rallasa, Rochakadaya. There actually you can adopt Pachana Chikitsa. And Prayena, although you can adopt Pachana with the Langana Chikitsa together. Yata eva yatodishta yesham alpabala gadaha vipasa nigrahi tesham upavasaishchatam jayed rogan jayed madhyabalan vyayama atpamarutaihi balinam kim punad yesham roganam varam balam. Togdoshinam, Pramidanam, Snigdha, Abhishandi, Brahminam, Shishire, Langanam Shastam. Very beautifully he says that even when Balavan patient is there, you can very well go for Shodhana Chikitsa. And even in the context, in different contexts also, it is very beautifully mentioned that if at all you are thinking of Shodhana Chikitsa in Durbala Rogi, if doshas are Prabhuta doshas, that is the Bahudosha Avastha, then also Shodhana is to be done. You can't just say no to in a condition, but you should be very careful. And Mrudu Shodhana is where necessary. Mrudu Alpan Doshan. So Acharya gives ample of evidences how actually the Shodhana Chikitsa or Langana Pachana Chikitsa and Langana Chikitsa is to be adopted at a different levels. So what are all the factors which are influencing the Samyak Shodhana? We know that different diseases will manifest because of various reasons. Vyadhi is one of the condition or entity which will influence the outcome of Panchakarma or how far we can go ahead for the Samyak Shodhana. Because Samyak Shodhana may depend upon the different sampraptis. Because we have with us disease by its nature, like Bahudosha Lakshanas which are embedded in it. We know that Udara is one of the context. We have different other Kleda Pradhana Vikaras are also in place, where actually disease itself is having a very important role to play when it comes to the Samyak Shodhana. And Bahudosha Avastha, as I told you in the earlier context, that if all the Bahudosha Lakshanas are seen in a particular patient, then the Samyak Shodhana can be better adopted. And sometimes if at all the Lakshanas of the Bahudosha Avastha may not be seen in the patient, then we have to have a very different approach with the Shodhana Chikitsa. And another important factor is to what extent Snehana and Swedanas were done. Because Samyak Snigdha Avastha and Swedana are the very key factors which are responsible for the Samyak Shodhana. We may focus directly on the Snehana, but we sometimes, we neglect the importance of the Swedana Chikitsa in the proper administration of the Panchakarma. But actually it is not so. So very important role of Swedana Chikitsa is also there when it comes to the main Panchakarma. Because that is the reason how actually Acharya explains in the Vyapas that Atiswinnaha is one of the things where Atisvedana can be one of the important nidana for the atiyoga of some of the Shodhana Chikitsa. So Snehana and Swedana, both of them are very important that Panchakarma practice can be of a very easy without really facing any of the complications. Aushadha. We know that if at all Durbala Aushadha is used in the Chikitsa, proper samskara is not done in the Aushadha. So many of the reasons will cause Vyapadyet Aushadam Dhruvam. What Charaka says, the different factors can be of the reason that this particular Aushadha, Puranam, Nacha Bhavitam, he says, Aushadha can also will contribute to the proper practice of Panchakarma. Okay. Samyak Prayoga of the Karma. Samyak Prayoga, isn't it? So that is what actually very important factor for the successful practice of Panchakarma, Samyak Prayoga. So Samyak Prayoga will include all of these, okay, starting from the selection of the patient, selection of the treatment, medicines, everything. And the last point, the Samsarjana will always forget. After the Panchakarma, we think that, okay, Samsarjana Karma is not so important because the patient also will be in a hurry to go back to his normal diet, which is not true and right one. So what actually the Shastra says that if at all you achieve a Pravara Shuddhi, the Shodhana, we should ensure that the Samsarjana Krama should be done for more than 5, 6, 7 days, 3, 5 and 7 days. But to be practical, sometimes, when we are practicing, sometimes it may not be so easy to convince the patient. Sometimes you may need to adopt a middle path so that you are not actually compromising with the Samsarjana Karma's concept, but at the same time, you have to convince the patient also. So coming to the indication of the Shodhana Chikitsa. Usually we know that Bahudoshe Punar Doshavasechanam eva karyam. There is no other way that in the Bahudoshavastha you can manage the particular patient with the Pachana or Langana Chikitsa. It will be, even though you don't do the Panchakarma or Shodhana Chikitsa, the success of your medication or Langana Chikitsa may not be lasting long time. Because the doshas which have accumulated in the body will be a very major reason why actually the person is getting the particular biggest problem or the symptoms, manifestation, etc. The straight away, the Acharya says that Vriddha Nirharitavya. There is no other way that Vriddha doshas should be expelled out from the body. Prabhuta Shleshma, Pitta Strigna Malaha, Samsishta Maruta, all these factors which Acharya says that the doshas should be expelled out from the body. What all the factors can influence the Bahudosha Avastha? You know, it may not happen in every other patient. That Prakriti of the Rogi, Vata Pradhana Prakriti, or the Vatala Jangala Pradesha, the Shastra says, Rukshashanaha, Karma Nityaha ye Naraha, Deepta Pavaka, Tesham Dosha Kshayam Yanti, Karma Vata Atapa Agnibihi, Viruddha Adyashana Ajirna Doshena Pisanti te, Snehante Marudat Raksha, Na Avyadautam Vishodaye. Shodhana Chikitsa need not be adopted in every other case. As a Panchakarma practitioner, or those we practice in a hospital atmosphere, we always have a tendency, you know, whoever comes to the clinic, we think that, okay, this patient Vamana, this patient for the Virechana, he should be given Vasti Chikitsa, he should be given Asya Chikitsa. We think in that line. Of course, many times the commercial angle may also influence us to some extent. We may be biased in that line. That should not happen. Because if you see the textual version, very clearly mentions Charaka that if at all person is having this particular angles, Rukshashana, Karma Nitya, those who is working very hard, you know, every day who is hard laborer, and he is continuously having Ruksha, Ahara, etc. and Deeptagni. For him, there is no chance that Dosha Prakopa will happen, especially Bahudosha Avastha may exist in him. No chance actually. But he needs Snehana Chikitsa than the Shodhana Chikitsa. Marutat Rakshya, Vata Prakopa is very simply seen in him. So, angle of Shodhana Chikitsa in these clinical conditions diminishes. So, we should be wary of these conditions. But of course, the Nidana Bahulyata, because we know that sometimes Nidanas will be very strong. In such conditions, Samprapti Vaishishtyam, the doshas which have a very strong role to play in manifestation of the disease, especially when it comes to the Samprapti. Various Sampraptis, Vidhi Samprapti is there, Pradhana Samprapti is there, Sankhya Samprapti, all Samprapti. The speciality of the particular disease. Of course, as I mentioned regarding the Udara, we have some other diseases also, like Shita Pitta is there, etc. Where we find that Samprapti Vaishishtyata itself is a very simple reason that the particular disease should be taken up for the Shodhana Chikitsa. Vyadi, Rutu and Desha, I told you regarding the Rutu, usually Utklesha of the most of the doshas will happen, especially in the Varsha Rutu, we see that Visha Vriddhi happens in the Varsha Rutu. And of course, most of the doshas will accumulate and increase. Most of the, of course, the Vikaras and all very often seen whenever the Varsha Rutu approaches. Of course, the Rutu is one of the angle, like in the Swastha Vrata also we see. Usually, Swastha is contraindicated for most of the Shodhana Chikitsas. But when it comes to the Rutu Shodhana, like Sharad Rutu, Virechanam, Vasante, Vamanam, and in the Varsha, we have Vasti Chikitsa, clearly indicated. Rutu Shodhana is one of the important factor which we have to adopt in day-to-day practice. And this is also one of the area where actually Bahudosha Avastha can be identified and seen. And which are all the way how actually Bahudosha Avastha can be presented in a patient. It can be of three levels basically. Utklishta Avastha, which we can see, like Utklishta Dosha Lakshanas are seen. And sometimes it is in an evolving state, not yet finally or not yet completely evolved into Bahudosha Avastha. And the third one is Leena Dosha Avastha, where doshas are in the Vilina Avastha. If you see the particularly the Bahudosha Lakshanas, Avipako Aruchi, there is a typing mistake there. Avipako Aruchistaulim Panduta Gauram Klamaha Pidaka Kota Kandunam Sambhavo Aratirevacha Alasya Shrama Daurbalyam Daurgandyam Vasadakaha. If you see the entire list of these Bahudosha Lakshanas, it may not give you exactly a clear picture which disease is all about. Okay, but basically the this Leena Avastha, am I audible? The Leena Avastha is very important. Yeah, Leena Avastha is a very important stage where actually doshas will go there and settle down, and because of various reasons, the doshas will attain the Leena Avastha. And there comes the very important aspect of Panchakarma, especially the classical Panchakarma, where we need to adopt Deepana, Pachana, all those things. We'll explain it. But the Lakshanas of Shleshma Pitta, Samsishta Maruta. Okay, so Shleshma Pitta and Samsishta Maruta, the association of the Vata with the other doshas, we have to look into in various diseases, whether it is Jwara, whether it is Kushta, whether it is any disease, we may find all these Lakshanas in any of the diseases, whether it is Avipaka, Ruchi, Staulya, Panduta, Gauravam, Klama. We have to look into the Bahudosha Lakshanas in most of the diseases, whether we find almost all the Lakshanas or few of them. It all depends. So if we find such things and all other factors are favorable for the Shodhana, then we can adopt the Panchakarma in those patients when we are talking about a Samanya Samprapti. So sometimes the number of Lakshanas may be different. Intensity of the Lakshanas also may vary. Because in some patients, in the Jwara, Santapa Lakshana, even though it is said, Tapa may not be there, but Aruchi, Agnimandya, etc. symptoms will be there. We have to look into various Lakshanas, chronicity of the disease. If at all it is an acute onset or a very chronic onset disease, that also matters when we take up the particular patient for the Panchakarma. Affected site, whether it is a Marmasti Sandhigata Vikara, Shakagata Vikara, or the Koshtagata Vikara. So depending on that, actually, again, we have to modify the adoption of the Panchakarma. And the Samprapti, as I told you, the Samprapti Vishesha is very important when it comes to the Panchakarma practice. And of course, the Utklishta Avastha. Bahudosha Avastha is usually the Utklishta Avastha. It is the one which actually every Panchakarma practitioner tries to achieve when it comes to the Vamana. It can be of two methods when we see the doshas in the Bahudosha Avastha or Utklishta Avastha. It can be Sravakari or Vibandhakari. Usually Dhatushta Utklishta Avastha and Koshtastha Utklishta Avastha also may be the two different presentations of the Utklishta Avastha. In the Sravakari and Vibandhakari Avastha, usually we see that whenever we do the Snehapanam, sometimes we see that there is a Utklesha in the dosha. Sometimes it may not be seen. Even in the understanding of the disease also, where Acharya says that the Utklesha of the doshas in the Shariram, sometimes it is Vibandha. It is Alpalpam Sravati. Doshas are not going out from the body very easily, even though it is in the Utklishta Avastha. So then actually you need to have Deepana, Pachana along with the particularly Dosha Avasechana. And if at all it is a Sravakari, already properly Utklishta Lakshanas are seen, then actually it is very easy for Panchakarma practitioner to adopt the Panchakarma Chikitsa. And coming to the Dhatushta Utklishtavastha and Koshtastha Utklishtavastha, certain diseases are particularly we see Dhatugata Utklesha Lakshanas are seen. In some of the conditions, Koshtagata Utklesha Lakshanas are seen. So both of them needs to be understood properly when we are applying the Panchakarma Chikitsa in the particular patient. Usually when we talk about...
Sir, excuse me, sir. Just sorry to interrupt.
Yes,
this is a request from the host to again for all the participants to re-log in, because we are less than 5 minutes. So if this session ends abruptly, please re-log in again using the same link. Thank you, sir. Sorry, sir, to disturb, sir. Please continue, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So to understand that in the Koshtagata Utklishta Avastha and Dhatugata Utklishta Avastha, we have to understand different disease conditions. Sometimes some of those disease vyadhis are Koshtagata Vikaras, some of them are Dhatugata Vikaras, and some of the manifestation of the Utklesha Lakshanas can be seen in the Koshta, some of them may be seen in the Dhatus. Especially we know that Dhatus, when you talk about Kadini, Tvachadayaha, Rakta, etc., all the Dhatus we can observe. That to observe the Utkleshta Lakshanas in these Dhatus, it can be Kushta or aggravation of some of the diseases, some of the Kushta Lakshanas, some of the Koshtagata Lakshanas may aggravate during the Utkleshta Avastha, especially in some of the Ajirna, Agnimandya, or Amlapitta, etc. conditions. And coming to the Dhatugata Utkleshta Avastha, to identify that, usually identified with the Vyati Vriddhi, if at all it happens, and sometimes we see Shita Pitta's conditions. Only when the gati between the Koshta and Shaka is properly maintained, then usually sometimes, you know what happens, even though the Utklesha happens in the condition, it may not be very much exhibited in the Dhatugata level. And sometimes the Nidanas also very important, if at all it is a Nija Nidanas. And this gati between the Koshta and Shaka plays a major role in deciding how far the Utklishta Lakshanas can be seen in the Dhatus. Usually how actually the doshas will start migrating from the Koshta to the Shaka. The gati, the way in between them, if at all it is maintained properly, and this particular the dosha Utklishta Lakshanas very well can be seen in the Koshta itself. The Utklishta doshas will start migrating from the Shaka to the Koshta very easily. And Koshtastha Utklishta Avastha can be seen by Agni Asha and Guru Koshtata. Sometimes Nija Nidanas are highly relevant because they are the one which actually influence these doshas. And in the Grahani, very clearly mentioned that Grahaninam Ashritam Dosham Vidagdahara Murchitam Savistamba Prasekardi Vidaharuchi Guruvihi Amalinganitvam Drishtva Sukoshna Ambuna Uddhare. So the Koshtastha Utklishta Lakshanas which are seen in the Grahanis, so there actually Sadhyomana is indicated with the help of Sukoshna, Ambu, etc. Of course, he gives that even you can use some of the Vamaka Dravyas also, but simple Sukoshna, Ambu can also be adopted when Koshtastha Utklishta doshas are seen. So we have to identify whether the Utklishta doshas or the Vyadhi is the Koshtagata Vikara or Dhatugata Vikara. And Utklishta dosha na nirharet prasekashtivane ritam Radyam Pidyate, Rayam Pidyate Yasmatam Utklesham Nirdishet. So what do you mean by then Utklesha? You know, we always keep talking about Utklesha, but usually the Utklesha is a symptom which is manifested in during the Panchakarma Chikitsa when doshas will go for the Utklishta Lakshanas. So usually all the factors which we discussed so far may be influencing the Utklishta Lakshanas. Usually, if at all this Utklishta Dosha Lakshana is seen in the Koshta, then this type of presentation is seen. And if at all it is seen at the level of Dhatugata Avastha, then different Vyadhi Vriddhi Lakshanas can be seen. And usually, because of the, there is again a lot of discussion regarding the Samskrita and Samskrita Snehapanam and how actually it is going to influence the Utklesha Lakshanas in this particular angle. That is again a matter of another discussion. So we'll go to the next one. What all the important factors will regarding the Utklishta Dosha Lakshanas. With the particular discussion, What are the important points we have to notice or understand regarding the Utklesha? Because usually we see that Kapha Utklesha Karaihi Vamyaha, Shastra says, and Kapha Avriddhi Karaihi Virechya. Our focus should not be on the Pitta Utklesha, but rather Kapha Anutklesha when it comes to the Virecha. Very clearly mentioned. So Utklesha usually we expect from the Kapha dosha. And here Paka is not necessary. Okay, Paka is not necessary if at all a proper Utklesha is seen. But very interesting factors coming from the Atisara Chikitsa where Ashtanga Hridaya, he mentions that how actually Haritaki should be adopted if at all the in the Atisara, even though the Utklesha Lakshanas are seen, but it is a Vibadha Avastha. Vibandha, Alpa Alpa, if the Atisara is happening, then the Haritaki should be used, because even though Haritaki is Kashaya dominant, it is the one which we call Anulomana Dravya, Kratva Pakam Malana. You know, the Paka of the Mala will happen with the Haritaki only, which is not possible with some other medicines which are having Virechanika property. And we know that when you talk about Sama Mala, okay, Sarva Shariragatan, Saman, Malan, isn't it? Virechana is contraindicated. But the Pachana of the Mala can happen with the Haritaki. That's why actually in the context of the Atisara, Haritaki is adopted. Okay, so Paka is not necessary in case of Utklishta dosha avastha. And Kaphoutkleshakara references and Kaphoutkleshakara conditions are very well we can see in different contexts of Shastra, whereas Pittotkleshakara lakshanas are very scanty. In the Pitta Utklishta avastha, Vamana is preferred over the Virechana. We see that Vidagde Vamanam, isn't it? In the Ajirna, very clearly Shastra mentions that even in the Vidagda avastha, where actually is we see that Vidagda avastha, Pitta, where actually Vidagda Ajirna, Virechana is indicated, Vamana is indicated than the Virechana. Because it is the Pitta coming to the Kaphasthana, where actually Vamana is very well tolerated by the patient, it's indicated. Pitta Utklishta avastha, Vamana is preferred. Viruddhas, we see often in the Viruddhahara context that it is the one which causes a lot of Utklesha in the Sharira. And Viruddhaharas are one which causes a lot of Utklesha in the Sharira. And Leena and Vilina avastha. That's what actually is all Panchakarma practitioners do whenever we get the doshas with having Vilina avastha. As I told you, some of the very peculiar nidanas, Adishete yata bhumo kale prarohati. Sometimes a particular disease like Vishamajwara, Punaravartaka Jwara, diseases which comes in Vegas, Vegayukta Vikaras, Kota, etc., where Bahudosha avastha is seen, but the doshas will be in the Vilina avastha. Causes may be many. Usually iatrogenic causes are the one. The patient has consumed some of the treatment, but the treatment itself may be a causative factor for the Leena avastha of the particular disease. And not adopting the Rutushodhana. So that also may be one of the reasons. So usually the Leena doshas will come in Vegas. Doshas will be having Tiryagati, Muktanubandhitvam, Shantam Prakupyati. It comes in comes and goes. Usually some of the Utkota, Apasmara, persisting Lakshanas with the mild intensity we can see. And in the Bahudosha, where actually intermediate evolving state is seen, usually it is an ongoing Samprapti. The Samprapti is not yet completed. And most of the Lakshanas explained in the Bahudosha pertaining to this particular stage, where actually the disease is not yet named or disease has not yet manifested. So difficult to identify either due to the subtleness of the Lakshanas or inability to the physician sometimes. We may miss it, so that entire disease may manifest later. So relation of the Bahudosha avastha to the Shodhana. Koshthastha Utklesha avastha, Sadhya Shodhana we adopt. We usually do it in the Jwara Chikitsa or in the Grahini, or even in the some of the shwasa, etc. Sometimes we do it. Tatrotkrushte, Samutkrishte, Kafapraye, Chalemale, Tajataralla, Sapraseka, Annadvesha. Actually, Ashtanga Hridayam very clearly mentions in the Jwara Chikitsa, where Vamana is indicated. But it is usually optional. Purokarma and Samsarjana is not necessary in these conditions. If at all Utklesha Avastha is seen directly, then long-standing effect is very minimal. So it can be of intermediate or a temporary avastiki chikitsa. Can be done without specific drugs sometimes. Simple Ushnodaka can be adopted. Utkrishta Pitta, Virechana is less preferred over Vamana. And this is what actually all our focus should be in Panchakarma. Vridya Vishyandanat Pakat, Srotomukha Vishodhanat, Shaka Muktva Malaha Koshtam Yanti Vayoscha Nigrahat. The entire all effort, whether it is Deepana, whether it is Pachana, whether it is all these things, should be on this, where the dosha should Vriddhi, Vishandana, Paka should happen. And because of the Srotomukha Vishodhana, either in the form of Vamana or in the form of Virechana, the dosha should be expelled out from the body. Very simple and very interesting fact is the Koshte Nimnam Yati. Usually we adopt this particular treatment in the Dhatugata Avastha, or the Vikaras which manifest in the Dhatu level, where Gati of the doshas in the Dhatu Vikaras. So it has migrated to the Dhatus. Here Purva Karmas are very much mandatory, including Deepana, Pachana, etc. And with the specific drugs, target oriented specific drugs. So we should have a very clear idea where to use the Madanaphala, because Acharya has given us n number of drugs for the Panchakarma purpose. But because of the lack of availability, and sometimes we may not use all of them, but definitely they have a role to play. Even though Madanaphala is said that it can be used, Anapayikaratvat, etc., can be used in multiple conditions, but we should try our level best to adopt different Vamaka, Virechanika Dravyas with very specific to the particular indications. Because we see Kutaja, where we see that it is very well indicated in the sometimes Radroga, etc. And if you see the Damarga and all, Manoroga is one of the very key area how actually Damarga can be adopted. So like that, different dravyas to be adopted in different conditions of the Dhatugata Utklishta Avastha, so that a success of the Panchakarma can be ensured. Long-standing effect is seen, because this is how actually the entire Panchakarma is practiced, where Deepana, Pachana, and Snehana, Svedana is very well practiced, and Samprapti Vigatanam can be very well seen in the particular, if you practice Panchakarma in this particular way. In these conditions, we have to adopt properly the Deepana, Pachana, Sneha Prayoga, Svedana. Usually, sometimes Madhyama Shuddhi can only be expected in this particular area sometimes, and repeated Shodhana also needs to be performed in the Lena Dosha Avastha. Rasayana Prayoga is sometimes mandatory to stabilize the Dhatus in the later part of the Panchakarma. And Deepana Pachana, how actually will help us in ensuring proper Purukarma. Pachanai Deepanai Snehaistan Svedescha Parishkritan Shodaye Shodanai Kale Yatasannam Yatabalam. See, very important thing here comes that the role of Deepana Pachana. We always forget that the Panchakarma is all about Snehana and Samshodhana. But if you see the Hemadri mentioning Deepanehi Dhatubhya Pratakritvam. So here the entire Dosha Dusha Samurchana, which is happening at the level of Sthan Samshraya Avastha, is reduced, or I can say they are separated to some extent simply by the Deepana Chikitsa. So Deepana Chikitsa is very important, and the pachana also, because the pachana is one which brings about the pakvatva of the doshas. Amamala nirharana is contraindicated, isn't it? So Amamala nirharana will not happen in the when it comes to the context of the virechana and all. So here the role of pachana and deepana is very important, and interestingly, we always miss the importance of selection of the deepana pachana dravya. You know, there is a vata dominance, pitta dominance, kapha dominance of the doshas. And also it is sometimes possible that these doshas will accompany the ama with them. That's what actually sama vata, sama pitta, sama kapha. And in each set of symptoms, we are supposed to select a particular deepana pachana dravya which can have a very strong influence on this doshic dominance. If at all it's a pitta dominance, we have to use certain dravyas. Like in the context of the pitta, sama pitta, if it is there, then you are supposed to select a dravya which is having a dual role to play. It should have a influencing factor over the pitta and amapachana also. Something like the tikta rasa dominant dravyas. When it comes to the kapha, sama kapha lakshanas, then you can select katurasa pradhana dravyas, which are having a very good role in the kapha, sama kapha pachana capacity. So the selection of the deepana pachana dravyas will ensure that the next stage of the panchakarma, especially the snehana, will go smoothly. Snehair utklishtatvam, swedaihi koshtagatatvam. Sneha is going to bring about the proper utklesham. Swedana koshtagatatvam. So better understanding of the Ayurvedic rachana is very important. Always we make a mistake, you know, we compare rakta to the blood, we compare bone to the asti, which should never happen when it comes to the Ayurvedic basic learning. Of course, when we go deeper into the science, and if you just wanted to compare something to the Ayurveda, then it's allowed. But when it comes to the understanding of the principles of Ayurveda, we should never make mistake that we should understand Ayurveda in an Ayurvedic way. We always make that mistake, understanding Ayurvedic rachanas in a modern, through the modern anatomy. So here it is very clearly mentioned that lowermost level of all these dhatus is nothing but the koshta. What Acharya says that Mahanimnam, Nimna is the lowest area or an empty place where actually the doshas which have migrated to the different dhatus will be influenced, and deepane pachane stan tani upasthita doshanam, what actually Charaka says, tani upasthita doshanam. So the doshas which are ready to come out of the dhatus and go to the koshta, koston mukhatvam, what Shastra says. So these, the doshas should be brought to the Mahanimna, that is at the lowermost level. So higher level are always the dhatus. So it is very clearly even in the Sushruta, where Sharirasthana it is said, you know, kalas can be seen at various levels, Mamsagata, Mamsadara kala, Raktadara kala, or even different levels, not like the modern anatomy how it says. Okay, so Ayurvedic principles should be understood on the basis of purely on the Ayurvedic Sharira Rachana. This is a very simple example or a photo which can depict it. So the lowest part is the koshta, actually the upasthita doshana. So the doshas which have migrated to the highest levels, like the rasa, rakta, mamsa, meda, asti, majja. So there actually you have to prepare them in such a way that deepana, pachana, snehana and swedana will make them ready to just move from there to the lowermost level. That is what actually koshta, mahanimne patayati, that's what actually Shastra says. From here, from the nearest route, we are supposed to flush them out. So this is how actually the entire principles of Panchakarma needs to be adopted. And Tani Upasthita Dosha, what Shastra says, Matra Kalo Vicharayam. So dosage or a level of purification and Kala makes the difference. Utkrishtan Ada Urdhvam Va Aman Vahataswayam Na Dharayed Aushade Toshan. So if it says that in the Ama Nirhana, if it is happening by itself, Sandha, all Dharana Aushadas, Stambhana Aushadas should not be given. they are supposed to be given Deepana Pachana, and if required, Anulomana Dravyas can also be given. Sarvadeha Pravisitan Saman Doshan Na Nirharet Linan Datushu Anutklistan Paladama Drasaniva. The entire body will perish if properly Deepana Pachana is not done. If at all the doshas are in Amavastha, which are already spread into the entire body, we see practically that in some of the Sama conditions, if we directly give the Snehana, there will be a lot of complications. And if proper Rukshana Chikitsa is not done, Prabhuta Shleshma Piktasraha, Mamsala, Medura, Bhuri Shleshmanaha, okay, in all these clinical conditions, if Rukshana Chikitsa is not properly done and directly we take up the patient for the Snehana, then we see a lot of complications. So it is most important that we ensure that proper Deepana, Pachana, Rukshana Chikitsa, if required, in special conditions, because the Langana, Deepana, Pachana and Rukshana are not the same. Charaka has very clearly mentioned it. So in the Rukshana Chikitsa, Ruksha Guna is dominant, and in the Langana Chikitsa, Lagu Guna is very important to manifest in a patient. So very important that you ensure that these Purokarmas are properly done. To conclude, proper assessment of the Bahudosha Avastha and modulation of the desired therapy accordingly is most important. And that is how actually you can bring about, or you can adopt, or you can practice Panchakarma in the Bahudosha Avastha in a better way. Very important thing is don't think or don't be biased in selecting the patient that every patient is a fit patient for the Panchakarma. No. So we should have a clear vision saying that in the Bahudosha Avastha and all those conditions which we discussed so far, only proper Panchakarma should be adopted. And of course, the Vishishta Samprapti needs to be seen. We have discussed only about Samanya Samprapti. But Vishishta Samprapti, starting from the Jwara, or it is in the Gulma, or it's in the Atisara, or in the Shwasa Chikitsa, we see that Vishishta Samprapti is there. And according to the Avastha, Avastham Prapya Pushtinam Vasti Karmacha, if Shastra says, so stage is very important. In what stage Vamana should be done, in what stage Virechana needs to be done. So all these things we are supposed to go through the Shastra and find, okay, this is how actually Vamana, this is where actually Vamana needs to be done, this is where actually Virechana needs to be done, and a proper Dravya is to be adopted. Then only Vyadya Avastha Vishesham Hi Jnatva Jnatva Vichakshana. So then only a proper Panchakarma can be practiced without facing any of the complications. Thank you, one and all.
So participants, thank you, sir. Very nice and elaborate presentation on Bahudosha Avastha. And you have simplified the concepts of Bahudosha Avastha and also the judicious use of Panchakarma and Shodhana in Bahudosha Avastha. So I think the participants may be having some queries on these topics. So I request the participants to either type in their queries on the chat box, or they may unmute themselves and come forward with their queries. Sir, just to begin the discussion, so I would like to just put forward a query. So the text say in case of reference that Kushta is a condition of Bahudosha Avastha. So whether in all conditions of Kushta, we need to consider it as Bahudosha Avastha and go with Shodhana Chikitsa.
So by Samprapti, of course, Kushta is Bahudosha Avastha. And of course, it is the Dhatukata Avastha which we see. Usually it is manifested in the Tok, etc. This is how actually the Shastra gives one idea. But at the same time, all other factors, the chronicity of the disease, okay, severity of the disease, these factors also needs to be considered whether we need to adopt Panchakarma or not. Not necessarily like in a Kshudra Kushta or a Kushta with a very small history of this one disease, then you need not adopt Panchakarma. And the severity of the disease also matters. So if required, then only definitely, even though it is a Bahudoshavastha, it is up to the physician to decide.
Thank you, sir. So any other queries from participants? Any queries from participants? Sir, just to take the discussion ahead, I would like to ask one more question. So whenever we plan Shodhana, and if at all there is a Vyapat, either say in case of Vamana, especially in case of Vamana. So initially during my earlier days of practice, I have experienced some patients developing symptoms of Utkota, Utkota or Shita Pitta like symptoms, especially when there was mild Vamana Vyapat. So if at all you have any experience on these Vyapat, and there again management compulsorily needs to be planned on the basis of Bahudoshavastha or Utklishta Avastha and plan another Shodhana. So your view on Vyapat related complications, sir?
Yes, sir. It's a very important observation made by you, sir. Really, it's very good, because most of the times what we do is when we are planning or administering Vamana especially, we are afraid of the Atiyoga. Whereas actually we are not much worried about Virechana Atiyoga. But when it comes to the Vamana, we are always worried that we may land up in Atiyoga, and we stop it, or sometimes the patient himself will stop cooperating with us in the Vamana. So what happens at the end of the procedure, we land up in Ayoga. And if you see the different Vyapas which are mentioned in the Ayoga, so Kandwadi Brahmsha will come under the one of the Ayoga Vyapat. And this particular Kandwadi Brahmsha is because of the Ayoga of the Vamana. And of course, there is a need of further continuation of the Vamana. It should not be stopped there actually. You should, maybe there is a Shesha doshas which are present in the Koshta, especially Amashya, and which needs to be expelled out from the Sharira. And also it is said that you need to do further Lavana Abhyakta Swedana. Lavana Taila Abhyanjana should be done. And again, we had one patient, sir, as you rightly mentioned, in one of the Yoga Avastha, patient developed very severe chills and rigors with the small presentation of Utkota Lakshanas over the Sharira after completion of the Vamana. So the chills and rigors were so severe that patient was unable to control it with all blankets and all. So it should be handled in such a way. We did very simple Lavana Taila Abhyanga to the entire Sharira of the patient. And again, we adopted Swedana in the patient. You believe it or not, sir, we never tried again further Vamana and all. Patient himself vomited within 10 to 15 minutes. So all the Avashishta doshas in the Koshta, especially the Amashya, came out with the Pittanta Vamana. Very beautiful Vamana happened after the second attempt of Abhyanga and Swedana. Patient was all right within 10 minutes. Sir. Within 10 minutes, patient was perfect. So before that, we tried to give him all the blanket covering and massaging over the sole, everything we did it. Never stopped. But simply, we followed Acharya's one advice. You just give him Lavana Abhyakta Swedana and Abhyanga and Swedana. Within 10-15 minutes, the patient was all right. So definitely, what Acharya says is having a very important role, and we should not miss it.
Thank you very much, sir. So there are no further queries in this regard. So I was just trying to initiate some queries from the participants. Anyway, I don't think I have been successful in initiating the participation, active participation from the other participants. Anyway, sir, thank you very much. I think you have given a very elaborate and a very beautiful explanation on Bahudoshavastha and its related concepts of Panchakarma. Thank you very much on behalf of Munial Institute of Ayurveda Medical Sciences, sir. To the participants, we will end this session now, and we will start the next session, the session 2, in another few minutes. So kindly bear with us and re-log in for the second session. So thank you very much.
Yeah, sir. I take this opportunity to thank Munial College of Ayurveda management, the principal Satyanarayana sir, and also Dr. Ravishankar sir for moderating, and also for the Suraj sir for the moderating. And I thank all the participants for actively participating in this particular webinar. And really very noble initiative by Munial College. I have to appreciate that. It's a great opportunity for all the physicians to participate in this particular thing. So share their knowledge, because this is how actually the science can grow. Thank you one and all. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.